right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So here we are for game number 5 between our green Protoss down to the 6 o'clock position on Terminus. That is mouz.MaNa. His opponent at the 3 o'clock position is SlayerS GanZi. He's taking the game back now after falling in the first 3. And we have a match on our hands now. And I'm very happy that these guys have been so mannered the whole time and kept the same color. So
yeah, oh, that's nice. I mean,
mannered.
honestly, it's not so bad if they're 2 separate races, you know.
Right.
But if it's like a ZVZ and one of them picks orange and one picks yellow, it's like, well, I guess I just don't know what's going on now. I mean, there's Zerglings, some are dying, some are living. Eventually, someone's gonna GG and like, oh, those were his Zerglings.
Ah,
I see.
You just generally make loud noises and then yell when one player wins.
It's like, oh, Banelings, no Banelings in this match, though.
None.
That is impossible.
That would be surprising if we saw them.
You know, what if they had like traps on new maps or something? They had like neutral Banelings that were buried and they would automatically detonate when you walked over them?
Ooh, or you could hallucinate other people's units, and so then you just see like random burrow Banelings everywhere.
It's possible. Or you wouldn't see them. Is it really good to hallucinate a cloaked unit? I don't know. I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can hallucinate.
Like, no, because you
can't
can't
observers
hallucinate
or DTs, no.
you know, Dark Templar or anything like that, because that would just be silly.
Yeah, well, that would be a way to get in there and scout maybe without them seeing you.
Why would you ever actually build an observer?
Man, you know what though? When you're playing Terran and you hear that like sound of a DT hitting something,
you flip out.
You freak out. You're like, oh, where is it? You know, so it would be it'd be a really good effect to be able to do that. So maybe this hallucinating DT things has merit. I don't know.
I suppose I would just yell Imba at a unit that actually can't do damage.
Yes.
Anyway, we have Nexus first now out of Mana. And on GanZi's side of things, he's actually gone back now. He had one game where he did a gasless FE. He's back to throwing some gas in the mix. And there's a tech lab. This barracks is actually positioned such that he'll be able to get the closest possible Reaper path to his opponent.
Yeah, I don't think a Marauder is going to be coming out of there with that path, so it is going to be a Reaper. So a Reaper expand for SlayerS GanZi, probably not going to be any sort of crazy one-basing stuff, but you know, another map where Reapers are pretty good.
And Mana's going to get in there and see quite a bit here. He did not actually get to the range of the barracks, despite the fact that the barracks saw the probe.
I was going to say, that's an interesting spot for the barracks. I'm like, well, the probe will still probably see it, but it didn't. You know, Mana had to take a little bit different path when he was going out to see it, but he does see the command center going down too, I believe. So he knows exactly what's going on here, and I doubt GanZi's going to cancel it. Yeah, he knows what's going to happen. So Mana himself going for a one-gate expand, both of these guys playing very economic at this point, which is perfectly fine.
This Reaper actually running back now to
defend
his SCV, and that's a valuable goal. Yes, it is, but it delays that Reaper getting into his opponent's base. The Zealot is going to be up in time. Cybernetics core is going to finish quickly after that, so there is a possibility that the damage from this Reaper will be mitigated just by the fact that that probe stuck around the base a little bit longer. Yeah,
you know, GanZi is going to be able to be a little bit annoying with this Reaper. There's only, like you mentioned, one Zealot out right now. He's positioned in a place to try to catch it, but nope, GanZi too smart for that. He's going to look for some probes at the natural first and then move up into the main base, and he's going to get, you know, a couple kills until these first Stalkers come out.
That was a really nice split, though, by Mana to run one of his probes back. Great snap decision. Ends up losing the second anyway, but at the time, I mean, that was really, really well done. This Reaper will kite that Zealot for a little while, but of course, there's our Stalker friends. And bye-bye, Reaper.
Yeah, the Reaper's not going to quite make it up. Wow, he exploded into a lot of little pieces. It's like a Reaper pinata. He was just filled with candy or something. I don't know.
Ooh, sounds tasty. We actually have a starport actually building on the tech lab now.
Cool.
So he's going to move into some Banshees after that.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, with GanZi, you know, you're always going to get something unique. You know, he's definitely not one of those players that likes to stick to standard play every single game. You know, someone like SlayerS MMA would be a good example in TVP of someone who tends to play very, very standard. He's very good, but you don't see a lot of unique builds out of him like you do from GanZi.
Only in TVT when he's playing MVP. So
yeah,
that's
TVT
when you see
some interesting stuff.
Ridiculous things from MMA. But all right, we do actually have Cloak coming up as these two Stalkers trying to pressure up at the front. Very good control from Mana. Once again, took absolutely no permanent damage and did maximum damage to the bunker, forcing an SCV off the line for a little bit.
Pretty good. Oh, Cloaked Banshees for GanZi. And is there a Robo yet for Mana? I didn't see if there was one produced. I don't think so. No. Ooh, this could do some damage. Yeah, because that first Banshee is already on the way, and MaNa has not even started a Robo or a Forge yet. So there's a Robo right now. But GanZi should still be able to get in there and do a little bit of damage at least.
Yeah, 20 seconds until that Banshee pops up. About 20 seconds it'll take for it to fly over. And that Robo's not even going to be done at that point, at which time he's going to need to actually construct an Observer as well. So this is going to be a lot of guaranteed kills for this Banshee, so long as GanZi's on top of its flight path.
Should be pretty cool. That Banshee is like, I said Banshee, like it's half banjo, half
Kazooie.
Flying, well, maybe. Banjo Kazooie. Did you ever play that game?
Did I destroy that game, I think is what you actually mean. And the answer is definitively yes.
See, when it came to rare games, I was always more of a GoldenEye,
oh, no, I
Donkey
was
Kong
too.
type person. I never really got into the Banjo Kazooie.
Banjo Kazooie's quite good. I highly recommend playing it, but make you lust after puzzle pieces. Anyway, here comes the Banshee now.
Yes.
Doing a little bit of damage. Has already gotten itself 4 kills. The Observer's still 20 seconds away, though.
Yep. Back in like the olden days, getting 4 kills would make you like an ace or something, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
that was
no
like
kidding.
really good back in the day. Now it just gets you recruit.
Times
are harsh.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, there's the Observer. Goodbye, Banshee. You will never make it to...
Yeah.
Well, maybe you will.
Ooh, how?
How did that Banshee get away exactly?
I don't know. Looks like MaNa stopped firing there for a little while. But
I
also...
may have over-microed a little bit,
Yeah. We also had a situation, though, where GanZi was fired once at a couple of probes and then once at a couple of stalkers, but that didn't actually kill anything at the end. There's the Observer now, though. It is eventually going to force this Banshee away. They'll probably run back in with one through the front. Nope, actually, that's not doing anything.
A couple stalkers there. That Banshee does still have some energy, though, so that one at the main could still run in and do some damage until the Observer gets back. And, he did make 2 Observers, though, so okay,
yes.
Good. Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, a lot of Protoss players are starting to make more Observers than just one, and I think that's good. I mean, if you make just one, then you do become vulnerable to just kind of what we were talking about.
And if you take a look, we actually have siege tanks coming out en masse with siege mode being produced. So it's Marine tank as part of this. Nothing else has come out of the starport besides those 2 Banshees.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Marine tank is one of those things that kind of keeps coming back every once in a while in TVP, and this is a good map for it. This is a map that you actually see the Marine tank against Protoss a little bit more often than not. It's not any sort of real all-in or anything like that. It's just a good use of the terrain of this particular map. It's fairly easy to control paths with siege tanks if you're careful. So, I don't know. We'll have to see how GanZi does. We've seen other players recently go for more of a mechanical-oriented play against Protoss on this map. It hasn't worked out terribly well. Traditionally, it doesn't, but you never know. I mean, it depends a lot on the player, too.
Round 2 from the Banshees is starting. This one tried to duck in. Didn't have anything done. Does have an Observer tailing it. Looks like MaNa will actually pick up on this next one as well. Hopefully bring that Observer back. Yes, he is. And that's going to be forced away, so he's doing a nice job mitigating any further damage from the Banshees.
Yep. Tailed by an invisible space squid.
Solid.
Dangerous.
Oh. All right, so switching on to the reactor now is the starport. We'll start to see some more units here in a second. Of course, does have that Raven in play. Point defense drones against a large stalker army like this is just so valuable.
Yep. And I wonder if GanZi's kind of plan behind this is to just sort of use the siege tanks to stay defensive and then later on move out with Marine Marauder siege tanks and medevacs. I mean, that Marine Marauder force is so much stronger with some siege tanks in the back kind of bolstering it. We do see that every once in a while. We've seen it a couple times in the GSL, and it's just kind of a matter of what's a safe way to get to that point. You know, if you can get there, it's pretty strong, but it's just tough to get there.
MaNa pokes his head up there, and he has one stalker roasted.
Don't think he was expecting that.
No, not at all, but now he does. And it looks like we do have the Templar Archives on the way along with Blink as his 3rd base comes up.
Yep.
Actually, GanZi just setting down his at the same time, so both bases not all that far apart.
Yeah, pretty much the same. And GanZi did, we saw him pop out all those Marines out of the bunker, so I wonder if he is going to make a bit of a push here. We'll have to see. Yeah, it looks like he is moving out a little bit on the map at least. We'll have to see how far he decides to go with it. Might just be kind of moving forward to keep his 3rd a little bit safer too.
Moving up with reinforcements in tow as well. He's at 134 supply over his opponent's 110. However, MaNa did just invest in a ton of infrastructure. He has double forge now in addition to the Templar Archives, and he's going for Immortals and Charge Lots all at once. So it's going to require quite a few production cycles here to get some work done.
Yeah. This is a pretty scary force coming up for SlayerS GanZi. The Banshees especially make it terrifying, but it looks like MaNa's about ready to go for it. That is a lot of Zealots in that composition. Nice force fields preventing the Marines from getting away there. But the point defense drone doing its work.
Yes.
Stalker is nullified, and yeah, GanZi 30 supply ahead right now.
GanZi had really good reaction time with his tanks as well, unsieging them as soon as he saw that the Zealots were closing with the Marines. So very, very nice time there. Stalker's blinking over to the right. They pick off one tank, and the point defense drone now is recharged and starting to take some of that Stalker fire once again. These Immortals do not last very long, and MaNa down now by 50 supply.
Yeah, you can really see in each engagement GanZi coming out even more ahead. The reinforcements are streaming across the map right now. I don't know if there's really anything MaNa can do right at this point to win the game. He's losing the last of his army right now, and he will just not be able to reproduce units fast enough to take out this army of SlayerS GanZi.
Yeah, he's losing his natural right now. He just has nothing on the field. 55 supply. I would expect a GG here any second.
Yep.
Unfortunate, though, MaNa just was crushed by that very powerful attack from GanZi.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it was kind of like I mentioned, where it's risky to get to the point where you have an army composition like what GanZi has, but if you can get there, you become very strong.